Join us for part 3.
The cell phone operates on the same radio frequency spectrum as the human mind. That's according to Dr. Eldon Bird, who ran the electromagnetic program for the Marine Corps.
I knew that.
The electromagnetic weapons program for the U.S. Marines. And that's not a coincidence that our cell phones operating on the same electromagnetic spectrum as our minds.
That they can put Trojan horse stuff on everything. And there's a DARPA program admitting they use cell phone frequencies to, quote, calm the public during civil emergencies. You are about to see 3 incredible pieces of information, 3 thought-provoking videos. Each one in and of itself is so incredible. First off, colleges, public schools, private research institutions have been doing this for many years and now documenting it for the world to see in major studies. If you put basic Wi-Fi next to plant seeds, they barely sprout, they're stunted, they only grow a fraction, and then they die. And if you put 5G next to them, it's even more dramatic. In almost every study, the seeds don't even sprout. That's how disruptive it is to life. And we've had studies for decades about electromagnetic radiation from radio and TV towers and then primitive cell phones, and then 5G is even more intense. I'm about to show you just one classroom demonstration of this and what it does to seed sprouting, and then companies warning shareholders about the dangers of 5G, but not letting the public know, just like Congress and a bunch of federal agencies exempted their executives from the COVID shots, but not the public and not the lower level employees. And then the head of HHS, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., talking about the settled science of what's happening. And again, they knew this in World War II. They noticed that the radar operators, the first radar they got in England, so it was first put in for the German bombers coming in, would get really sick. They called it frequency sickness. A lot of them got cancer. They could put beans in front of the radar projector and heat them in a few minutes. Well, imagine what's blasting out. Imagine what's going on at the airport for the TSA agents around all those machines, much less when we go through them, we get limited exposure. But suddenly all the safety research, all of it was thrown out in the last decade. No more studies being done by the government, but now it's coming back with Kennedy. So I'm going to show you all 3 of these incredibly powerful presentations right now. And then I want you to share this video. I want you to research this. We have to intensify the debate and awakening and understanding of this, because just like fluorides are already been taken out of the water around the world because it causes lower fertility, lower IQ, and cancer, now it's being pulled out here in the United States. It takes time to expose this, but as the death and the illness and the carnage and the cancer intensifies, there's no way they're going to be able to cover this up. Same thing with their poison mRNA shots. So you're going to see what it does in the classroom setting, duplicated literally thousands of times. This information is everywhere now, major studies. You're going to see it for yourself. The companies inside warning their own executives, and then Kennedy laying out the facts. Here it all is right now, and then it's up to you to research it and to share it, because we've got the power to stand up for Team Humanity and not just roll over to this globalist death cult.
Do you have Wi-Fi in your house?
No, I've been in the technology industry all my life, and I've never had Wi-Fi.
Because?
I just didn't feel it was right. I didn't feel it was safe.
The insurance industry will not underwrite companies building out the 5G infrastructure. 5G is deemed as an emerging risk, as the biological effects of EMF in general and 5G in particular are still being debated. Potential claims for health impairments may come with a long latency. That's from Sonar's 2019 Swiss Re Zurich, Switzerland Reinsurance Company report. Final thing I'll mention before I go, 10K disclosure. Crown Castle International out of Houston, Texas is a publicly shared company. They have a 10K disclosure they have to give to shareholders. In that 10K disclosure, it reads, if frequency emissions from wireless handsets or equipment on our communications infrastructure are demonstrated to cause negative health effects, Potential future claims could adversely affect our operations, costs, or revenues. We currently do not maintain any significant insurance with respect to these matters. They have to let their shareholders know. I thank you for your time, and I encourage you, please, to take into consideration that right now in the United States, there are 418,000 cell towers. Over the next 6 years, that will go up another 800,000, a 300% increase. This is only just beginning. Thank you so much.
Mr. Weaver, if you could leave the documents with the city clerk, that would be great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, my concern about 5G is that the RF radiation from 5G is dangerous. It penetrates it disrupts the blood-brain barrier. It also is associated with glioblastomas and other cancers. And it causes a lot of other dramatic health effects. And there are literally thousands and thousands of studies in that. I've litigated on that issue, and I've won in the Federal Court of Appeals. So, you can say it's a conspiracy theory, but the Federal Court of Appeals, I also won a case on Monsanto and glyphosate that it caused non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, and that was called a conspiracy theory. What I've said about 5G is, yeah, it is dangerous. It is underregulated. Other countries regulate it much better than us. And we need to protect our children. We should not be having these antennas on elementary schools. We should be warning people appropriately, do not put that cell phone next to your head. Because, we're seeing this epidemic now of glioblastomas, and almost all of them are connected to the year that you favor the cell phone with.
Here we go.